making sure that you finding those people where they are and delivering something that's compelling to them to make them do something.
Welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs, growing 1% everyday podcast. Hello and welcome to the Art of Kaizen for Entrepreneurs podcast, where we discuss how to grow in both business and self by 1% every single day. Today, we have Coleman Sisman from BubbleUp Marketing to discuss how he developed a marketing agency focused on driving new revenue into businesses. His full service team of software developers, creative designers, and fantastic marketers are helping business owners grow and scale. Thank you, Coleman, for joining me today.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
You as well. Give me a little background. Where are you at right now? Where are you living? What's going on in life?
I'm in the Woodlands, Texas, just north of Houston. We have an office in Nashville. We also have an office in Hartford, Connecticut. And I'm doing this instead of fishing today.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to pull you away from fishing. I don't know which one would be better. Fishing definitely sounds like a great idea, but you were talking a little bit off camera about how long you've been doing this and kind of the development where you sat in. Can you give me a little background and the listeners a background of kind of how you developed the agency, where you came from, and where your value really stand and why you built this whole thing and continue to do it today?
Sure. I started in the software business in the 70s, and I was a programmer, and I've been doing that ever since. And I've had that's a long time ago, so I've had a real fun run and worked in a number of different industries. But about 35 years ago, I met Jimmy Buffett, and he was one of my heroes, frankly, at the time. And I got to know him, and I was his personal tech guy on the side. I had a real job, been working in a variety of technology companies through the years. And then in 2004, I decided I would go do what I'd done for Jimmy. And the intent was to help artists and entertainers go direct to fan. And iTunes had just come out. And I thought, I think artists would really like a fan to go to their own website, and on that website be able to buy a CD, a download, a ticket, fan club membership, and a t-shirt all in one transaction. And so we took OS Commerce, which was an open source system, and we built that software. And Jimmy was our first customer. And Jimmy was always an early adopter when it came to technology. So not only did we build the store and the website, but also we streamed his shows, and we streamed audio on Radio Margaritaville and video on Margaritaville TV. And so we learned a whole lot of things just being able to work with an artist that was really way ahead of his time. And so what we developed the business into being is we provide websites and online communities, fan clubs or memberships, whatever you want to call them, e-commerce and marketing for some of the biggest entertainers and businesses. About half of our business is entertainment. The other half is corporate. We connect artists with the fans and businesses with their customers. In fact, I tell the corporate company, the companies, I tell them that, you have fans too, you just call them customers. But if you treat them like fans, you'll be more successful and you'll get more of them. I think we do 5 things pretty well. We're pretty good at design. We do websites and ads and all kinds of things like that. We're very technical because of my background, so we do software development, and that includes our own CMS, as well as extending Shopify and doing custom solutions for our customers. We also do a lot of e-commerce. Shopify is our main one now. It's a wonderful system that has taken over. And then marketing has emerged as a big part of our business simply because during the pandemic, people didn't want new websites. They wanted traffic to their existing website. And so we really grew our marketing business starting then. And then the last thing is customer service. I grew up at a gas station in a small town in Arkansas, and I know how to provide customer service. And that's a big, big part of our business.
Coleman, an incredible story. I mean, starting off with just the fact that you worked directly with Jimmy Buffett, such a big name, and then also bringing in this additional marketing and sales presentation to help grow businesses. And you said today your ideal customer is music and entertainment, and then you also have the B2B side. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, on the entertainment side, we started off by building their online store and their website and their fan clubs. We do quite a few fan clubs as well. And then when we got to the corporate side, that's kind of where they exercise our technical chops, because they may want a website, but they probably want some customization done to Salesforce, for example, or connecting their ERP to their Shopify store. So we're pretty deep geeks. We can jump in and and connect, and use APIs and custom software development to really help them take advantage of all the software they have and try to automate as many things as possible.
Oh, incredible. And one thing you said earlier that really struck a tone for me was treating your customers as fans. So not only do you have the software and technical development to help these businesses integrate their systems and give them a platform to really find success in all facets, but you're also using customer psychology that you learn from the entertainment field in your marketing as well. I mean, treating your customers as fans, as Russell Brunson says this, Gary Vaynerchuk brings this up as well, is talking to these consumers in a different way where you're focusing on engaging with them and giving back and bringing value. Do you hold that across all of your marketing assets as well? You said you're very granular with the creative. Can you explain to me how treating your customer as a fan kind of goes into your messaging and creative development as well?
Absolutely. And what it starts off being is you determine who are your super fans first, and then you super serve them. So whether it's understanding and paying attention to what they're buying and how it relates to the new things that the new products that they want to come out with, or whether it's just making sure you send emails and newsletters out to them, and also give them incentive to recruit other fans, because that's the way artists really get going. Is, if you wouldn't go to a concert if you didn't know the band, if your wife or your best friend didn't say, "Hey, I've got an extra ticket, let's go see this." And so you really encourage not only the customer to do that, but we do that in our marketing as well. It's just try to make it a little more personal.
Wow. So you're actually developing the digital word of mouth is what I like to call it, right? Creating an environment where people want to share and engage, and doing that in your marketing efforts. Incredible. I mean, I absolutely love that. I got a deep question for you. The first thing that comes to mind is that, starting off as a software engineer and then adding these services and developing from entertainment into the B2B space, you have to go through some trials and tribulations as you go through it to learn. But there's many difficulties through that process because you're going through different sectors as well as different knowledge bases. What was the biggest challenge that you faced in the progression of your company, and how did it change the way that you work today?
That's a great question. I started, since I was a software developer in the 70s, 80s, and into the early 90s. So that wasn't in the music business. That was in the corporate world. So I started there. I was at oil companies and then at software companies all over the country. I think that what the biggest challenge on all that is, one, finding people to hire that can handle it. That's and retaining that talent, and then bootstrapping a company. We didn't take investment. We just built this company from the ground up, and making sure that you stay smart on how you do your business, and provide a fair product for a fair price, and stay very focused on delivering great products and great service. The service is really important in this, because I'm offended that software companies don't put a phone number on their website anymore. And you'll find that front and center on our site. And my employees, some of the young ones, like, why do we have a phone number? And I said, Jimmy Buffett called me one time and it changed my life. So we're going to answer the damn thing. And so I think, I hope I answered your question, that, the challenge is getting great people, and then also weeding through all the crap of what's real and what's not, what's being marketed to you, whether it works or not, and making sure that you can simplify that to the customer and solve the problem.
And the real thing I heard shine through there is, and we've talked about this a little bit offline, is holding the ethics through all that, making sure that you're not overcharging the customer, that you are giving a great service, you are standing to your word and holding up to what you're telling your clients. I love that. But you mentioned something there of some of your other competitors in the space, doing things like not adding phone numbers. My question is, what do you think is the biggest problem in the space that you're specifically in when you're working with, especially there's other companies out there that combine software with marketing and sales, and that, you can look at like Go High Level, or even HubSpot now offers a back-end marketing ploy to their CRM structure. What do you see as the biggest problem in your general space with other competitors?
I don't like to talk about my competitors because I'm sure they're just as good as we are. but I'll focus on us. And I'm not a politician. I think that trying to solve, making sure you understand what the problem really is and solving that problem is something I say to my folks all the time. The other is, if you're trying to figure out what to tell a customer when something's not going right, tell the truth. If you just tell the truth, everything's a lot easier because most customers don't understand this technology. And even the ones who do don't live it like we do. And so be honest with them and tell them the truth about what it's going to take to do that. And the other part is we don't always know what all it's going to take. We do some really big integration projects where we're tying an ERP to a Salesforce, to a Shopify, to a website and all that. And man, it's your best guess as to how much time it's going to take. And it's all about time and materials. And so staying in touch with that customer as things are progressing, having a great project management team to manage that project and make sure it gets done correctly. Those are the challenges.
For all the listeners out there, any business owner, and if you are in a position right now where you're sitting there and don't understand how to integrate your services, you're trying to advance your technology within your business, you can tell here Coleman is not only being transparent and honest, but he's also hitting key factors that I think every business owner wants to see out of an agency partner or someone that they hire in to support their business, which is that communication of what's really going on and putting it in layman's terms so that the client can actually understand that process. Incredible. I mean, I absolutely love it. It's one thing that I always look for when I'm talking to business owners is, are you building off a foundation of ethics and trust, or are you building off of a sales pipeline where all you care is about your revenue? And obviously, Coleman, you've been focusing on ethics and trust and transparency from the beginning. Let's talk about
like revenue too.
I love that. I love that. Let's talk about the future a little bit, right? So you've obviously evolved immensely over these last 20, 25 years in the development of where you do business, but where do you see the industry going, especially the entertainment industry? I know that's changing a lot. And I'd love to hear, especially because you've been on the boots, you're the boots on the ground from the development of this software that really helps. If you look at entertainment today, they are selling tickets online. Everything is based digitally. QR codes are being leveraged across the board on a physical basis. But where do you see the industry going in, say, the next 5 to 10 years?
I can't see 10 years out. I'm not even sure I can see 5, but I can see trends. And the trends that I see is obviously AI is coming on strong. And we're already seeing that in the ad buying world with Google and Facebook or Meta, whatever you want to call it. And we're already seeing their implementations of that, of where it's, it's trying to manage that for us. And so understanding that customer and the potential fan, and making the time between those two is always going to be something that's there. And AI is going to definitely help us come up with solutions. And those solutions can be anything from helping you write a proposal to the legal terms in that proposal to being an assistant to you to tell you when something's coming your way, like notifying you that your favorite artist is coming. Or we saw this years ago with Amazon, if you like this, then you will like this. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see that get much, much better. And you're actually going to have an assistant with you on your phone, most likely because of Apple Intelligence that they're releasing. And it's going to be built into your world. It's not going to be go to Chat GPT and ask these questions. You're just going to ask your phone, or you're going to, Google it or whatever you want to do. I think the things that'll stay the same is that people will go out, they will go party, they want to be entertained, they will drink, they'll have a good time, and making sure that you are finding those people where they are and delivering something that's compelling to them to make them do something. Because that's what we want to do today, is we want to drive people to the store or the website, and then you want to convert them to a buyer. And it takes multiple steps to do that. And, and when you see on high-end things, it's not this go there and buy it immediately. It is go there multiple times and make sure you're tracking them and, as ethically and legally as possible, and being ready when they are, I think, is another really important.
Living where the customer is. Coleman, it's such a breath of fresh air for you to say that, because I've had multiple people that will sit on these podcasts, and you listeners, if you've heard a few of these, you've heard it in the previous interviews, of a little bit of a fear for AI, right? Some have fear, some have an inspiration, but it sounds the way that you're talking that not only are you staying up with the field, but excited about how the field's going to help advance what you're already doing, and showing that you are looking for constant improvement in yourself, in your business, and you're always looking to improve to go forward. And that leads into my next question. Have you heard the term Kaizen before?
No.
So Kaizen is a Japanese business term that means 1% progression in self and business every single day. It's an ideology around how you do business, how your team functions, and a communication method. But here at Kaizen Marketing Agency, we embody that ideology in one of our core values. And it's one of my favorite questions to ask other business owners like yourself of, what do you do to find your Kaizen? What are you doing on a daily basis to constantly improve, stay on top of these trends, know what's coming, and understand how to leverage those for yourself and for your business?
I shut down periodically and just think. I think more than anything is I'm obviously the oldest dude here. And so I listen to the young people and what they're doing, and I ask them what they're doing. I go to concerts. I have a membership at the local venue, so I have season tickets. I see concerts that I normally wouldn't see. I've always been a technology guy, so that in itself forces me to be someone who wants to try new things. And I learned from Jimmy, don't be afraid to try new things. And most importantly, if it doesn't work, forget about it and move on. And I really admire the software developers here and the marketers here. These people stay on top of things. They read everything they can. And so I'm surrounded by people who are constantly trying to make themselves better. And I think that notion of I've got to make myself better, and enjoying doing that. I don't care if you're riding a bike, fishing, playing a guitar, or drinking, just always try to make yourself better. Jimmy did something too that I always admired. He wrote a page a day. Every day he wrote a page. And that's kind of your Kaizen kind of thing, is do something to make yourself better. But to me, that's an easy thing. I started from nothing. So
it's that natural progression. And the what you said about your staff, the people that are around you, the fact that they're always constantly learning, is a testament to who you are and how you developed that company. It absolutely incredible. And it's great to hear from somebody that, I'm not saying this, you said this, the oldest man in the room, right? I'm just quoting you here. But in that position where you still have that desire for knowledge, you still have that hunger to learn more and to be on top of the trends, and going from either asking the younger generation to being directly involved in the events yourself, you're seeking that knowledge and seeking that development. Any entrepreneur listening here, obviously, if Coleman has been doing this for all these years, if you're starting in business and you are just trying to figure out what it is to do, find 1% increase every day. Find something that you can work on personally or within your business on a constant progression to find better. And if you don't, you'll never catch up to individuals like Coleman, who's still rocking and rolling today and trying to make himself better. I love that. And, it gives me confidence to understand that, well, if you find the love for it, it's one of the comments that you made, you have to really enjoy it. You have to love it. And if you find the love on it, love to do it and love to progress, you'll continue to do it throughout your entire life.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm over retirement age, and my friends are all retired and ask me when I'm going to retire. And my answer is always the same. From what? I get to make really cool technology. I get to work with really smart young people, and we make money. So, it's a blast.
And you can tell from the smile on your face, you enjoy it. It's not just making money, working with the people, you truly enjoy it. So again, listeners, if you're listening to this, and especially if you're in a pickle, in a position where software is needed in your company, you don't know how to implement it, and you can't find the software you need to enact the ideas and concept of your business. Obviously, Coleman here has developed something incredible out of just a concept of an idea as a software engineer. Love it. I have a bonus question for you. Have you ever heard of the book Atlas Shrugs?
Yes.
Okay, so awesome. About 50% of the people I asked that question know about the book, but so for our listeners here, the concept for Atlas Shrugs is that Atlas puts the world on his shoulders every single day. And the book talks about what happens if he threw the world off his shoulders. And Atlas are the business owners of the world. It's you, Coleman. It's me. It's the entrepreneurs listening to this. We put the world on our shoulders, the stress of the progression of how life is and how to move the world forward. As a business owner, we put that on our shoulders every single day and deal with the level of stress that most people would crumble. Well, what would happen, Coleman, if, say, today, Atlas Shrugs, all of us business owners, just completely destroy all of our businesses? By tomorrow, there is 0 businesses that exist in the world. What would be the first company that you would build?
I had someone ask me that here the other day. They must be listening to your podcast. I didn't have an answer then. I don't know if I do now. No, I think knowing what I know now, there's no cliche that says if you do what you love, you'll love what you do and you'll be successful. I would absolutely soul search and go, what is it that I really love to do? And I'd go do that. I wouldn't give a damn what industry or any of that I would do. And given that I spend a great deal of my time these days fishing, I would probably go be a fishing guide.
That would be an enjoyable life. Where would you do it? You do it like in Texas, or you going up into Alaska? Where would you do?
No, I'd do summer in Maine and winter in Florida, baby.
Oh. Best fishing. Absolutely crush it.
I go up and down that coast.
That's awesome. Coleman Sisman from BubbleUp Marketing. Thank you so much for your time. Obviously, you've been in this industry for some time. You understand how to build a system behind an operational structure that leads into marketing, that generates revenue, that really grows businesses, and you can bring new ideas and concepts to life. Any business owners listening to this, please, how can they connect with you? Coleman, how can people find you?
Go to BubbleUp.com.
BubbleUp.com.
Or call me at 832-585-0709.
And there's the phone number. Look at that. He even puts it live on the podcast when most of the other competitors won't even put it on the website. Guys, we'll have the link of the website below in the descriptions. If you finish this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Coleman, thank you so much for your time. It's an absolutely pleasure talking to you. And for everybody listening, we'll see you on the next one.
You too, man. Thanks, buddy.